Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to speak about a type of woman who is set apart by her extraordinary strength, her unwavering vision, and her heart that beats to the rhythm of purpose. This woman does not conform to the ordinary. No, she is a woman who redefines what it means to be rare. Being rare means being unmatched, exceptional, and distinct, not just in appearance or talent, but in character, in conviction, and in courage. This woman is not driven by applause or public approval. She is powered by something deeper, a sense of mission, a determination that cannot be silenced, and a love that gives unconditionally. Her rare essence transforms the lives around her and inspires others to rise to their fullest potential. When we talk about a woman who redefines rare, we speak of someone who has made peace with her uniqueness. She has learned to embrace her strengths and her scars, understanding that both have shaped her into the remarkable person she is. She chooses the path less traveled, not for attention, but because her spirit yearns for something greater than the ordinary. In a world that often tries to mold people into predictable patterns, the woman who redefines rare is an extraordinary testament to the power of authenticity. She is like a lighthouse, guiding others safely through storms, not by loud proclamations, but by the quiet strength of her character and the consistent light of her actions. She is rare not because she is flawless, but because she dares to be herself fully, without reservation and with a heart dedicated to making a difference. Now let me share 10 powerful characteristics of a woman who redefines rare. Authenticity over approval means choosing to be true to oneself rather than seeking the applause of the crowd. It's easy to follow the trends, to mold ourselves to fit in, to say and do what we think will bring us acceptance. But when a person lives authentically, they stand on a foundation far stronger than fleeting praise. Their life becomes anchored in something deeper, something lasting. Authenticity is a quiet, steady power that doesn't demand attention, yet it commands respect because it flows from a place of honesty and integrity. When you choose authenticity, you recognize that the values you live by matter more than the opinions others have about you. Approval is like a gust of wind, here today, gone tomorrow. It's unpredictable, and if you let it dictate your actions, you'll find yourself constantly shifting, always searching, never quite at peace. But authenticity is a solid rock. It's choosing to act, speak, and live in alignment with who you are at your core, with the unique calling and purpose that's been placed within you. Living authentically takes courage, for often means standing alone. It requires that you sometimes go against the current, that you walk a path where few may follow. But this path, though narrow, is one of true freedom. When you are authentic, you are not enslaved to the need for approval. You are free to be who you were created to be, without fear, without reservation. You learn that your worth is not tied to applause or criticism, but to a deeper purpose that cannot be shaken. Vision beyond today means seeing life not only in terms of the immediate, but also through the lens of purpose that extends beyond the present moment. When a person embraces a vision beyond today, they are driven not by what is happening around them right now, but by where they are called to go. This kind of vision is about understanding that what you do today is a seed for what you will experience tomorrow. It is about building something that outlives the moment, something with a lasting impact. To live with a vision beyond today is to focus on the bigger picture. To have a mindset that looks past temporary setbacks and challenges. It allows a person to navigate the storms of life without being deterred by them. This vision is what helps you press forward when others would stop, to push through discomfort and to rise above distractions. When you have this type of vision, your life is anchored in purpose and you are not easily swayed by the highs and lows of daily life. With a vision that stretches beyond today, you are reminded that each choice, each decision, and each action is a part of a larger tapestry. You begin to understand that your steps are guided not just by immediate gratification, but by the ultimate fulfillment of your purpose. And so you become deliberate with your time, careful with your words, intentional with your actions. You begin to move with a sense of destiny because you know that every small step forward is a part of a greater journey. This kind of vision transforms not only the way you see the world, but also how you interact with it. You are no longer bound by the fear of failure or the need for validation. Instead, you are focused on the mark you will leave, the lives you will touch, and the difference you will make. Vision beyond today is the compass that keeps you moving forward with confidence, knowing that each day brings you closer to a purpose that will endure far beyond your time. Strength and grace is a power that does not need to shout, a force that does not need to dominate. It is the quiet yet unyielding confidence of a person who understands that true strength is not about overpowering others, but about uplifting them. When someone moves with strength and grace, they embody a blend of resilience and compassion, a steadiness that does not waver even when faced with adversity. This strength flows from within, rooted in self-assurance and a deep understanding of their purpose, and it radiates outward in the way they carry themselves and treat others. Strength and grace is about maintaining integrity and kindness even in challenging situations. It's the courage to stand firm on principles without the need to diminish others. It is the ability to stay composed under pressure, to offer a calming presence when others are overcome by the storm. This grace is not weakness. In fact, it requires a deep inner fortitude to remain gracious in the face of opposition or misunderstanding, to respond with grace when met with criticism, to extend understanding in moments of tension. This takes a strength that few can muster. People who carry strength and grace are like anchors in a turbulent world. They remain grounded, stable, and unshaken, yet they don't force their way onto others. They let their actions speak for themselves, understanding that true influence doesn't come from control, but from character. They inspire those around them not by demanding respect, but by earning it through their consistent example of kindness, patience, and resilience. In their presence, others feel safe, uplifted, and empowered to become their best selves. This is the beauty of strength and grace. It leaves an impact without imposing. It heals rather than hurts. It builds up rather than tears down. It is a strength that knows when to step forward and when to step back, when to speak and when to simply listen. Strength and grace is a choice, a way of life that reflects not only a person's confidence, but also their deep compassion. It is the quiet, enduring strength that changes lives not through force, but through love. Wisdom that shines through humility is the kind of wisdom that doesn't need to boast. It's a quiet understanding, a depth of insight that flows from someone who doesn't seek to exalt themselves, but rather to elevate others. True wisdom, after all, is not about knowing everything. It's about understanding the value of what you know and knowing when to share it. A wise person rooted in humility listens more than they speak, seeks to understand before they are understood, and considers others before themselves. This wisdom is like a gentle light. It doesn't blind or overpower, but instead gently illuminates the way for those around it. A person with wisdom grounded in humility recognizes that learning never ends. They know that despite all they have learned, there is always more to understand. They don't assume they have all the answers, and they are open to new perspectives, new truths, and even correction. This humility allows them to grow continuously, refining their understanding and deepening their insight. They're not afraid to admit when they don't know something, for they understand that admitting one's limitations is not a weakness but a strength. This kind of wisdom draws people forward, doesn't seek to control or dominate. Instead, it seeks to guide, to uplift, to counsel with compassion and patience. The person who embodies this wisdom speaks with a softness that is yet profoundly impactful. They don't impose their views, but offer them gently, respecting others' freedom to choose their own path. Their words bring clarity, not confusion, peace, not conflict, encouragement, not discouragement. They are trusted because their humility allows others to feel seen, heard, and valued. Wisdom that shines through humility has a rare strength, for it does not fear being overshadowed or undervalued. This wisdom understands that true power is found in serving others rather than seeking self-promotion. It is content to remain in the background, knowing that its impact is not in being noticed, but in making a real difference. And those who encounter this wisdom are often changed by it, for it speaks to the soul in ways that arrogance never could. This is the essence of wisdom with humility, a quiet, lasting influence that shapes lives, not by claiming authority, but by offering a steady, gentle light for others to follow. Unwavering resilience is a strength that does not bend or break under the weight of hardship. It is the spirit within a person that remains steadfast, even in the midst of life's most difficult storms. This resilience is not just about enduring. It is about rising, learning, and transforming through each challenge. It is the courage to face adversity head on, knowing that each trial, each setback is an opportunity to grow stronger, to refine character, and to deepen faith. Resilience sees obstacles not as barriers, but as stepping stones to greater heights. A person with unwavering resilience does not allow circumstances to dictate their destiny. They understand that life will bring unexpected challenges, but they have prepared their hearts and minds to withstand them. This resilience is not rooted in outward power, but in an unshakable inner resolve. It is a quiet determination that says, no matter what comes my way, I will not be defeated. This strength does not depend on conditions being perfect. Rather, it thrives when the path is steep, when the climb is difficult, and when others have given up. Such resilience transforms a person's perspective. They learn to see beyond temporary pain and discomfort, recognizing that every challenge has a purpose. When others are discouraged by setbacks, the resilient person presses on, fueled by a vision of what lies beyond the hardship. They understand that resilience is not about ignoring pain, but about moving forward in spite of it, carrying hope and purpose like a torch, the torch that cannot be extinguished. This kind of resilience becomes an inspiration to those around them. People see someone who stands firm even in the face of relentless trials, and they are encouraged to do the same. The resilient person knows that their strength is not just for themselves, it is a testament that others can overcome as well. They show others that it's possible to rise from any fall, to rebuild after any loss, and to persevere through any storm. Unwavering resilience doesn't mean a life without hardship. It means a life that refuses to be defined by hardship. It is the power to transform every trial into a triumph, every struggle into a story of strength. This resilience creates a legacy, for it teaches others that true victory is not in avoiding challenges, but in meeting them with courage, faith, and an unbreakable spirit. Empowerment of others is a true mark of greatness, for it is the decision to lift others up, to help them discover and unlock the potential that lies within them. A person who empowers others is not focused on being at the top alone. They understand that true success is measured by how many people they bring with them. Empowerment is about creating an environment where others feel capable, supported, and inspired to reach their fullest potential. It is the willingness to share knowledge, to encourage growth, and to celebrate the victories of others just as genuinely as one would celebrate their own. The one who empowers others sees beyond titles and positions. They see potential and purpose in everyone they encounter. They listen not just to respond, but to understand the unique gifts, dreams, and challenges of those around them. With patience and wisdom, they guide and support, knowing that each person has their own journey and timing. They do not control or dictate, but instead provide the tools, insights, and encouragement that enable others to take charge of their own paths. Empowering others requires a humble heart, for it is an act of selflessness. It means stepping back and allowing others to shine, not feeling threatened by their success, but inspired by it. When you empower others, you understand that their victories do not diminish your own. In fact, each person you help to rise adds to the legacy of your own life. You become a part of their journey, a piece of their growth, and a source of their strength. This empowerment also means helping others to see their worth, especially in moments when they may not see it themselves. It is about speaking life and purpose into them, reminding them of their capabilities even when they are surrounded by doubt. When you empower others, you give them confidence, not by solving their problems for them, but by helping them see that they have the ability to overcome. You instill a resilience in them that will carry them through challenges long after you are no longer by their side. Empowerment is a gift that multiplies. For those who are empowered will, in turn, empower others. It creates a ripple effect, touching lives and building communities of individuals who are driven by purpose and united in support. When we choose to empower others, we become catalysts for change, investing in a future that is brighter, stronger, and more purposeful. This is the legacy of empowerment, a life dedicated to helping others become all they were created to be. A heart for service is a heart that beats not for self, but for the benefit and well-being of others. It is a way of living that sees beyond personal gain and embraces the call to lift, to nurture, and to provide for those around us. A person with a heart for service understands that true greatness is found not in what we achieve alone, but in the lives we impact along the way. Service is the purest form of purpose, the act of giving freely and generously, expecting nothing in return, but finding joy in the act itself. This heart is driven by compassion, seeing the needs of others as an opportunity to make a difference. It's a perspective that transforms even the simplest actions into meaningful contributions, knowing that every small act of kindness carries the potential to change a life. Those with a heart for service do not wait for recognition. They serve because they are compelled by love and empathy. They see their resources, talents, and time as gifts meant to be shared, not stored. This is a heart that seeks to be a blessing, not just by giving from its abundance, but by giving with sincerity, whether large or small. A heart for service requires humility, for it is often the quiet, unseen acts that hold the most power. It is the willingness to serve without applause, to help where no one else is looking, and to give of oneself even when the effort may go unnoticed. This kind of heart understands that service is not a performance, it is a calling. The value of service is not determined by who sees it, but by the impact it has on those who receive it. It is about bringing hope, comfort, and strength to those who may be weary or discouraged. Such a heart is willing to sacrifice, knowing that true service often requires us to step out of our comfort zones. It means offering time to those who need it, even when we are busy, extending a hand when it's inconvenient, and showing up for others, even when there's nothing to gain. Service is a commitment, a lifestyle that says, I am here for you. It is an expression of love that is not bound by conditions, but is willing to go the extra mile simply because it matters to someone else. A heart for service ultimately transforms lives, not just of those served, but also the one who serves. For in serving, we discover the depth of our own purpose and the richness of a life lived for more than ourselves. This heart doesn't seek fame or reward. It seeks only to fulfill a higher calling, to leave a legacy of love, kindness, and compassion. It is a heart that, when remembered, will be cherished not for what it accomplished alone, but for the lives it touched along the way. This is the beauty and power of a heart for service. It builds a world where compassion thrives, unity grows, and every life is uplifted. Embracing her uniqueness is about recognizing and celebrating the qualities that set her apart. It is a journey of self-acceptance, where she learns to see herself as a masterpiece carefully crafted with purpose, gifts, and traits that make her unlike anyone else. When a woman embraces her uniqueness, she frees herself from the need to conform to the expectations of others, understanding that her value is not found in blending in, but in standing out. She realizes that she is not here to be a copy of anyone. She is here to be fully, unapologetically herself. This kind of self-acceptance takes courage. It requires her to look within and appreciate the aspects of herself that may have once seemed unusual or different. Rather than hiding or changing, she embraces these qualities as essential parts of who she is. She knows that her strengths, her perspective, her way of thinking, all of these are gifts that she is meant to bring into the world. By embracing her uniqueness, she allows her inner light to shine brightly, becoming a beacon for others who may be searching for the courage to do the same. To embrace her uniqueness is to live with confidence and authenticity. She no longer spends energy trying to fit into molds or seeking approval from others. She is driven instead by a deep sense of purpose, knowing that her life is not meant to mirror someone else's. She understands that her unique path is hers alone, filled with experiences, challenges, and triumphs that will shape her in ways that no one else could experience. This individuality is her power, her foundation, and she builds upon it with pride and intention. As she embraces her uniqueness, she begins to see how it empowers her to make a unique impact on the world. Her gifts, her voice, and her perspective bring a richness that cannot be duplicated. She recognizes that her uniqueness is her contribution to the world, a piece of the greater puzzle that only she can fulfill. By embracing herself fully, she inspires others to recognize the beauty and strength in their own differences. Her life becomes a testament that true confidence is not about becoming something you are not, but about accepting everything that you already are. This journey of embracing her uniqueness transforms her from the inside out. She becomes resilient in the face of criticism, undeterred by comparison, and unfazed by the pressures to conform. Her confidence becomes rooted in something far deeper than appearance or opinion. It is anchored in a profound respect for herself and a commitment to live authentically. By embracing her uniqueness, she steps fully into her power, no longer limited by the fear of standing out, but motivated by the desire to live a life that is real, purposeful, and full of meaning. The courage to stand alone is the strength to hold on to your principles, even when no one else stands with you. It is a rare and powerful courage that rises from within, a conviction so strong that it is willing to face isolation rather than compromise. This courage does not seek approval or validation. It finds its foundation in purpose, truth, and integrity. When someone has the courage to stand alone, they are prepared to walk a path that others may fear, not out of recklessness, but out of an unbreakable commitment to what they know is right. Standing alone takes more than just resilience. It requires faith. Faith in who you are, faith in the vision you carry, and faith that what you stand for is worth any temporary loneliness. When the noise of doubt or discouragement grows loud, this courage quiets the inner voice of fear. It reminds you that the path of purpose is often one that demands moments of solitude, that real strength is not found in the company of others, but in the conviction to stay true to yourself, even when you are the only one. This courage is not born overnight. It is built through trials, challenges, and moments of self-reflection. It is the result of choosing authenticity over acceptance time and again. Those who possess this courage have come to know themselves deeply. They have faced criticism, opposition, and misunderstanding, yet they choose to stand firm, knowing that their strength is not dependent on the support of others. They walk forward with a clear sense of purpose, grounded in the values that define them, willing to be the sole voice, the lone figure in the crowd, if that is what is required. With the courage to stand alone comes a powerful freedom. It is the freedom from needing to conform, the freedom from being swayed by the opinions or judgments of others. It is a life rooted in self-respect, in a sense of worth that is not determined by the approval of others, but by the quiet knowledge that you are living in alignment with who you truly are. This courage gives you the strength to make hard choices, to walk away when necessary, and to trust that the path you are on, though it may seem solitary, is leading you exactly where you are meant to be. Ultimately, the courage to stand alone is not an act of isolation, but of purpose. It is a reminder that those who dare to walk a unique path often pave the way for others to follow. By standing alone, you inspire others to find their own strength, to live with authenticity, and to embrace the journey that may sometimes set them apart. This courage is a light in the darkness, a beacon of what it means to live with integrity and purpose, regardless of who stands beside you. Faith as her foundation is the bedrock upon which her entire life is built. It is the unwavering trust that no matter what challenges come her way, she will stand firm, rooted in the belief that everything is working together for her good. Faith is not a passive hope, it is an active, living force that drives her forward even when the path ahead seems uncertain. It is the confidence that what she cannot see with her eyes, she can perceive with her spirit. Faith is the force that propels her beyond circumstances, beyond doubt, beyond fear. It is what enables her to rise every time she falls, to persevere when obstacles seem insurmountable, and to hold on when everything else is shaking. With faith as her foundation, she understands that her purpose is greater than any challenge she may face. She does not rely on the temporary comforts or the fleeting assurances of the world. Her trust is anchored in something far deeper. She knows that faith is not the absence of difficulty, but the strength to endure and to remain unshaken in the midst of it. Her foundation is built on the belief that she was created for something extraordinary, and she carries that belief into every part of her life, from her relationships to her work to her dreams and ambitions. Faith gives her the courage to take risks, to step into the unknown, and to pursue her purpose even when the world may doubt or misunderstand her. It allows her to make decisions that align with her deepest convictions, knowing that even when the way is unclear, her foundation will not fail. It is through this faith that she finds the strength to forgive, to love unconditionally, and to serve others selflessly. She does not act out of fear or insecurity, but out of a profound trust that the power she needs to overcome, to grow, and to succeed is already within her. Her faith empowers her to break free from the limitations that others might try to place on her. It removes the shackles of doubt and replaces them with the wings of possibility. She understands that faith is not just about believing in the future, it is about living with a sense of purpose and confidence in the present moment. It is the strength to stand tall when others want her to shrink, to move forward when others would rather hold her back. With faith as her foundation, she builds her life with a sense of certainty that the struggles she faces will not define her. She faces challenges with grace, knowing that they are simply opportunities for growth, lessons to learn, and steps toward greater wisdom. Her foundation is unshakable because it is rooted in the belief that she is not alone, that she is never truly without support, and that there is always a purpose behind every trial she endures. Her faith is more than just a belief in something greater than herself. It is the driving force behind every decision she makes. It is what sustains her in moments of doubt and what lifts her in times of struggle. Through faith, she is able to see herself not as a victim of circumstances, but as a victor over them, knowing that the power to overcome, to rise, and to succeed is always within her reach. It is this foundation of faith that makes her unshakable, ready to face whatever life may bring, because she knows that with faith, all things are possible. These are the attributes of a woman who redefines rare. She inspires those around her not to imitate her, but to find the courage to be rare in their own way. If you know such a woman, cherish her, learn from her, and be grateful, for she is one of the greatest gifts we have. And if you are striving to become this kind of woman, know that the journey itself is worthy, and your impact will be felt beyond what you could ever imagine.